So I know a couple of people caught you in the locker room after the game the other day, but when you have a kind of a tough finish to the game like that on a personal level, how do you digest that for the next week? What sort of fuel does that give you to, bounce back, make sure everything is on the right the next week when you get back out there?
Yeah, we're moving on, and I think we got an exciting matchup this week and an opportunity to get back as a team and get back to winning football collectively.
You guys have talked, and we've heard from the coaches so much about the fundamentals. Even at this level, how much has that continued to be hammered home to you guys when you look at the tape and go back on the practice field?
Of course, I think that's a very common principle among teams. When you're trying to get back into your groove, you go back to what got you there in the first place.
In a way, do you like that it's a shortened week just to kind of get back out there and prove yourself?
Yeah, if we played on Sunday, I'd have the same excitement.
We walk this walk with you guys. It seems like with the roller coaster of the NFL season, we come and ask you for a temperature check, and you give us a similar answer. What is the feeling in this room right now when contenders around the league are losing streaks like the Eagles and the Chiefs have? You guys have lost 2 of 3. Where's your mindset?
Yeah.
Where's this team's mindset?
We're going to get back. We're going to get back, and we're hell-bent on it, and we're going to get back to winning football, and that's been the main goal since Monday or Sunday night. So I think everybody in this locker room, everybody in this building is ready to get back to what we were doing.
What's been the biggest takeaway from what you've seen with Denver's offense?
Russell's playing at a high level, man. He's really mobile. He's got every tool in the bag to escape the pocket. So got to be good rushing this week, of course, like every week. And it's going to be a great matchup, man. And if we're going to win this game, we got to bring our stuff.
His mobility is different, obviously, than Fields or Lamar Jackson. Can you explain why it's so dangerous? What he does to extend plays? That element, I guess, rather than just run for first downs all the time.
Yeah, I feel like it's the standard at this point. Fields, Lamar, Russell. It's all you got to be careful as rushers, but not slow down and just continue to get after it.
Back to that last game. How hard are you on yourself after a game like that?
I didn't think it was that bad of a game. I think a couple of bad things, but I thought I was playing well, and just a couple of bad things. But I don't see this as a bounce back. Not necessarily a bounce back because I don't think I played bad. It's just.
Yeah, no, that's what I guess I meant. Like, do you dwell on some of those negatives? Yeah. That's what I was wondering. If you dwelled on the negatives, if you let those overshadow some of the other good work, or how much. I guess when you walk away from that game, you say, "Man, I still did some really good things." So.
I think the things that went wrong were not necessarily, it wasn't technique. It wasn't it was just, I think, just some temporary lapses in judgment, I guess. And it's nothing that I'm changing as myself as a football player. It's just one of those things that it's stupid, it happened, and you move on. And that's the beautiful thing about this game is there's 17 games and there's constantly, when you do good, you got to prove it. When you have when you do some bad things, you get back up and you just got to continue to prove it. So that's the beautiful thing about this sport, and that's why I'm not discouraged at all. I'm not this is no comeback for me. This is just I'm gonna get back to what I do.
And they both came out of a place of trying to make plays too. That's the bottom line.
Right. Yeah. I had no bad intent with any of that. It's just stupid stuff that it's easily fixable, and we're moving on.
Just overall defense, it seems like, and I know that the numbers are still what they are right, in terms of points allowed, but you feel like the defense has played better here the last couple of weeks, like found some of that mojo back, getting some stops in some key places.
Yeah, for sure. I'm happy with how we practiced today and how we kind of came out, and I think we're all just, like I said in the beginning of the interview, we're all just hell bent on this comeback and this bounce back we're all about to make.
You want to run us through what happened and maybe your expectations for playing this weekend?
I don't really want to get into specifics, but I just got rolled up on and had to get something done, and I'm all good now.
Just
put into words, I guess, how frustrating it, maybe not even individually, but just for the group of you guys. You've all kind of just battled things. It seems like it's just something different every week. And, we know offensive linemen are generally considered the toughest dudes on the roster, so you'd be out there if you could. Just the frustration that just can't seem to get all 5 of you consistently going at the same time.
Yeah, it sucks. But another thing I think we all understand as well is, it seems like it's been every year in the league for me. It kind of comes with the territory, unfortunately, playing offensive line. I think you look around the league, there's not going to be many groups that are able to keep the same 5, and if you are, it's a huge hat off to them. It sucks, but also it's great to see that we have some depth and some guys stepping in too, and it gives other guys opportunities to step up, and it really shows our room.
I know you weren't out there for the last one, obviously, but probably 2 of the more rougher performances the last 3 weeks from the offensive line, very uncharacteristic for this group. How personally, I guess, are you guys taking that as a unit, and just in terms of finishing strong down the stretch?
Yeah, we know we as a group take a lot of pride in ourselves, and we understand that this team kind of goes as we go, and if we're not going well, it's probably more than likely not going to be a good day, and we take a lot of pride in that, and we know that, and we know we got to right the ship, and we will.
Do you ever see Hank dial up the intensity in weeks like this when it wasn't up to his standard per se?
Hank does an incredible job of dialing it up when he needs to, like post-game when we are still learning from that game. But when we close the chapter, it's on the next week, and it's the same old Hank, and I respect that about him.
Having Graham, just take a little bit of pressure off you, and maybe on a week-to-week basis of knowing that if you can't go, you guys have not just a good replacement, but really good.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think no matter who's there, I'm going to put as much pressure on myself to be out there. It's my job. What's up, Panay? But, yeah, for sure, Graham is incredible. The fact that he's been able to start 3 different positions this year and really not skip a beat is hats off to him.
To lose 2 of 3 in the NFL, people want to say pretender contender every 2 seconds in this league. What's the vibe in here when you guys are so focused and dialing in on just going 1 play at a time, 1 week at a time? What is the temperature in this room right now?
I think you said it. I think this locker room and this team is really just about 1 week at a time, 1 practice at a time, and the cards will fall how the cards fall.
You have concern, though, about what has been on tape, maybe since
I guess
last
recently?
3-4 weeks?
Yeah, it's 1 week at a time. It's definitely concern. You don't want to lose. You don't want to put out that performance that we do, but we also understand that there's a reason we're 9-4. There's a reason we are where we are, and we know who we are.
Denver offense, they're forcing a ton of turnovers. Defense, I'm sorry. Where does their production start in generating the turnovers, and what role do you guys have in helping prevent that?
I think they just, they're incredible at it. That's kind of their success, and they're number 1 in the league on 3rd down, I think, in the last 8 weeks because of it. We're always biting the ball. They're always trying to get picks in the pocket. They're always going after it. So I think it's just coached over there, and hats off to them. And we, up front, our job is just to make sure that no one's near Jared, no one's near the running backs instantly, and that's all we can do,
Dan said after a game like the Bears where there was a lot of mistakes, he might be a little bit more irritable this week, especially with the game coming up against the Broncos. What's been his vibe this week?
He's definitely, I guess, made sure everything's sharp, but I wouldn't say I noticed anything incredibly different.
Should I just talk about the nomination that you got for the Man of the Year? So what is that, in terms of, I guess, career highlights, where does that rank?
It's up there, man. It's pretty dang cool. Especially you look at the guys on this team that do all kinds of stuff to be nominated for the Lions, and then you look at all the nominations around the league. There's so many incredible dudes that do so much cool stuff, and it's so cool, and my family's really honored that I think it can be really a kickstart, hopefully, for more and more stuff and more kids impacted. So it's really awesome.
You did an event just to even kind of get awareness of what you were doing with Lomas Brown in the offseason. To see him go into the Ring of Honor, and now to be in this Man of the Year, you're a big part of this organization and have been since you've gotten here. Was that nomination maybe a reset or a look in the mirror to say that, hey, I'm doing things the right way?
It doesn't hurt. It definitely helps. I guess I'm not really seeking the attention like that, but it definitely is. It's cool, and I think it's just so cool. We started our foundation just over a year and a half ago, and I think this is just going to be an incredible opportunity for the foundation to hopefully springboard into helping more and more kids.
It's the most prestigious honor for players. You've been Pro Bowl selected. You had the Sportsmanship Award a few years ago. Where does this rank?
I think number 1. I think it's pretty dang cool, man.
You thought about what you could do with the money and what the foundation could do and how many kids
No, I haven't. But I'm sure. I mean, we're going to kind of stick to status quo of slowly building each year, doing it the right way, make sure we're making a real impact on kids, and we'll just kind of keep building and building.
Hey, this game this week, just kind of the importance of the game, maybe, right? I don't know. I want to call it a must-win, but it feels like it's a really important game. So Denver coming in and a chance to maybe get another game in the division.
Yeah, definitely a really important game. I think, and just being at home in front of our fans, it's right to get that bad taste out of our mouth and get good momentum going through December.